Hey, L&D, while your camera's upside down, can you like hold on to like the top of the screen and make it look like you're falling? So I'm gonna do that for you.
Welcome to Lore Unlocked, the podcast where Twitch streamers spill the tea, share the chaos, and occasionally we remember to hydrate. We're diving deep into the origin stories behind your favorite creators, from their first rage quit to their most iconic moments. Whether you're a fellow streamer or a lurker in chat, grab your headphones and settle on in. It's time to unlock the lore. And yes, there will be side quests.
Hi chat, welcome in. We have L&D with us today.
Hello.
This is L&D.
Hi.
L&D, who are you? Give everyone a little snippet of who you are for those that don't know who you are.
Well, hello. My name is LesbianNextDoor, or LND. I use she, her pronouns, and I am a variety streamer. I chose Twitch to be the platform in which I do this variety. I do video games, I do artwork, and I do cooking streams. And once in a while, in a really fun way, I will bring my cell phone out and you can hang out in my garden.
Once in a while.
Once in a while.
I'm gonna turn the tunes down a little. I realize they're a little loud. Okay. Yes, L&D does a lot of fun gardening stuff. I'm excited to talk about that later. I was creeping on your socials like, okay, what fun things can I talk about? That, because like I also like sometimes I'll know things, but I'm like, okay, which ones do we talk about out loud? Socials. Okay. You know, because you never know what you know about that are people that things don't like people don't want to talk about outside of
Totally
that.
fair.
You know,
Totally
like the
fair.
amount of things that I do know about like Griffey, for example, who's like my best friend, that people like he would be like, we are not talking about that online. Like,
Yeah.
right. But anyways, what got you started into streaming, and did anyone inspire you?
So interestingly enough, I was actually just talking about this yesterday with one of my other teammates from the Canopy stream team. So it was during the pandemic, which a lot of people started streaming
Same.
because of or during the pandemic. I was at a grocery store. I got to the cash, and the cashier tried having a conversation with me, and I panicked.
Oh.
So, I have ADHD, and I am socially awkward, and I have anxiety. And talking with strangers is a soft skill that I have worked on for many, many years in order to be actually like good at it. And during the course of the pandemic, I stopped talking to strangers. I lost that soft skill, and I got into a situation where I had to talk with a stranger. I was like, not okay. And once I left the grocery store, I'm like, I'm not okay with this. I've worked too hard for too many years to be able to have this soft social skill. I'm not losing it. What can I do? What can I do from the comfort of my own home during this like shutdown of the globe that I have the capacity to be able to talk with strangers in like a sort of this safe sort of bubble sort of way.
A safe way, yeah.
And interestingly enough, GDQ, Games Done Quick, is something that I've loved for years, right? Years and years and years. I'm like, okay, well, if GDQ is done on Twitch, and that's the thing that I like, and I like video games, maybe there's someone else out there who is streaming something that I will like. And so I started like finding different individuals. At that time, Phasmophobia was just becoming really large and popular and stuff like that. And I'm really a big scaredy, but I love Phasmophobia. So like I won't play it by myself.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed watching other people play, and that's how like I found some of the streamers. And then it's just like, well, Stardew Valley is also something I really love. And so I found some Stardew Valley streamers, and it just sort of snowballed from there. And I started watching in April, and by end of May of 2021 is when I started my first stream. And that the rest is history. I'm still here. Hi.
I hope you are, because right now, so kind of crazy if you weren't. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I've never heard, I feel like someone say for that reason, but that's cool. Like, that's a very, I feel like a smart way to go about that, like that conundrum of like I need to keep up my social,
capacity.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
I definitely do. But I think I created the reverse problem. Because streaming like allowed me to learn that it's okay to be my authentic self, I feel like. And so it created the reverse problem of I like learned to unmask. And so now I kind of I'm a little bit myself too much at work. And I'm like, I need to learn to like mask a little bit more at work. But I have done that. I've figured out my balance now, but like it's just like, oh my gosh. That's kind of funny. I like it. That's a really cool
Balance
reason.
is important. Yeah, for sure.
That's interesting. So no one technically inspired you besides, I guess, yourself. Of like,
yes and no. Yes and no, because I was seeing these other streamers, and there was one person who was doing a cooking stream. I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Have
you done cooking streams?
I could do that. I've done cooking streams. Yeah.
Okay.
My first cooking stream was actually in my first year, and I made kimchi.
Ooh. I haven't made that, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Does all kimchi have meat in it? I don't know.
Kimchi does not necessarily have meat in it. It can be made with anchovy, but like it doesn't have to be.
Gotcha. Because I was like, I think
it's like a spicy cabbage.
That's what I thought it was.
A spicy sauerkraut. If you want like comparison.
Yeah. I'm not a sauerkraut person, but cabbage. I like cabbage.
Napa cabbage. It's really good. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
It's also good for like your everything because it's all like the prebiotics and stuff like that, right? Like it's a lacto-fermented food.
This is where we're gonna go. This entire conversation, like when I was like LND does not farming per se, but gardening, and I grew up with farmer parents. I was like, we're gonna go down a rabbit hole of food. Like I was like, we're going.
I grew up with Holstein cows outside my house, like surrounded by. Very big.
My parents were dairy farmers.
Dairy, it's a dairy farming area. That and Angus, Black Angus.
Yeah. My grandpa, I think, raised a few Black Angus when he wanted to like really make some money, but he didn't do it often enough because he's like, man, they're so annoying to raise. He was like, they're just so difficult sometimes.
They can jump very high.
Yeah.
Especially if the male bull is just like, you know what? Those ladies over there, I want to go visit them. That was a problem.
Yeah.
That was a problem.
He's like, they could just be such a pain, so I don't always do them. But sometimes when I needed a little extra cash, So he didn't do them very often, but every once in a while he would, for sure. But anyways, so what did you start out streaming versus now? Like, is there a big difference, or are you still very similar to like where you started?
I've done full circle on some things, interestingly enough. So I started off with Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
That was all that I streamed. But within my first year, it was like a Stardew Valley, Terraria, Phasmophobia, Raft, which now I do Raft once a month with some Everbright Global Gaming Team teammates. Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I've just restarted playing from the beginning again. Animal Crossing New Horizon was really big at that time, so like community helped to fundraise and got me a copy of the game. I don't play it anymore, but that was one that I did. Civilization 6, which is one that I still play.
Oh my gosh. I haven't played that in so long.
I love that game. And I always find it's one of those fun ones where like you're looking on your Steam list and seeing what your friends are playing, being like, oh, they're playing Civ.
I have
That's
Civ.
A good game.
I have that Civ 6.
That for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should play that game again. And then like another person, and then like several other people will suddenly, and it'll just be like these little waves I find of Civ 6 suddenly being started.
So we're going to do a Civ 6 collab? No.
Why not? I'm down for it.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. Food and drink. So like I've done a couple cooking streams here and there. Sometimes I'll do them as celebration streams whenever I've reached big milestones, for example. Forewarned, which is like Phasmophobia, but like with magi.
No, I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And the last one that I used to play a bunch of, but I completed it, is Spiritfarer, which made me cry so much. Oh my gosh.
One of my mods who is lurking, because he freaking DM'd me. He can message the other mod, but one of my mods, Romy, really loved that game, and
it's so good. It's so well done.
She was like, bro. She was like, Tom and Hockey, you need to play this game. You really need to play this game. So, I know they're lurking because Tom literally messaged me about something. So I know Tom's lurking. But yeah.
So Hockey.
Yeah.
You really need to play this game. Really need to play this game.
Which game?
You're right.
Spiritfarer. Yeah.
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 They're right.
It's like it's a more of a cutesy game, right? Like
it's cutesy, but it's dealing with a heavy subject, and it does it in a really kind manner. And I think it's just really well done. Yeah. Just really, really well done.
It's not like a horror game, just for people who think because it's coming around my realm, it's not horror. Right. Because Romy doesn't like horror. Even though she's one of my mods, she doesn't like horror, so.
I mean, there's someone that I mod for who plays Dead by Daylight, and I really don't like that game, but I'm still their mod, so
I know. I'm just saying, just in case anyone thought. But
no, I'm definitely more of a cozy streamer with like streaks of scary games.
Yeah, I like to say I'm variety with like a heavy leaning into horror. Like I tend to do lots of horror, but then like my brain will be like, all right, we need to also do not horror, because otherwise I get numb to the jump scares and stuff.
Yeah, need a balance.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna start Outer Worlds 2 on Tuesday, so I'm gonna see how that goes.
Fun.
I'm excited. Anyways. Yeah. I think it's crazy how you can like loop back to like what you start out with. So
yeah. I hadn't even realized until I looked it up. I was just like, oh yeah, no, that's one of the games that I started off with, and I've like because it'll be 4.5 years end of this month that I've now looped back to it.
5 years is literally on Friday for me. But we're doing
so exciting.
We're doing 5 years like stream on Tuesday, because on Friday I'm at a concert. But yeah. Yeah, I guess why do you stream? Which would be to make one person's life better, day better. So that's what you're kind of saying?
That's my foundation. That's my foundation. I just want the one.
Yeah. Originally
if I get more people, obviously, like that's amazing. That's obviously amazing. But like I want the one person. I want there are so many incredible individuals out there who want to reach out so many. I want the one.
For sure. Like when you first started, it was to help with like the social aspect. When would you say like you kind of shifted of like, all right, my socialness, like we're Gucci. Now it's more, I'm just here to make everyone's day. Or do you think it was kind of at the same time always?
Soon after I joined EBGG. And I remember this. Phasmophobia has an official Twitch account. Yeah. And when Phasmo was first starting out, they had different hosts that they would have play on the Twitch account.
Okay.
But it'd be different streamers who were doing it. And there was this one individual, and their streamer name was the Neffy. And I really liked their content. I really liked the stuff that they were doing. They were really kind. And I kept watching their streams and coming back to it anytime that they were streaming it. I was just like, no, this person's really fun. I really, really like them. And I remember the day I looked at my spouse. I'm just like, I'm going to use this channel point redemption to join game. and play this game with them. And it changed everything for me. And from there, that's when I met other people. I was just like, no, you know what? Maybe I should do streaming as well. Now, at the time, the Neffy was with TimeTell, which you may recognize who that is, with Wolfen and a few other individuals, and they created EBGG, Everbright Global Gaming Team. And the Neffy messaged me being like, hey, I'm one of the founders for a stream team. I think you should apply to it and see if you can join. I'm like, what's a stream team? Sure, I'll do this thing. And that's like, I'd say like a month and a half within me streaming.
Yeah.
Like if that, May to June, it may even like I joined in June and I started streaming in May. Like it was really like soon after I started streaming. And I remember writing this survey of questionnaires of why I wanted to join the stream team. And I at the time, and Jackie still has this, who is also one of the founders. Jackie still has its information. I remember writing it and just having like tears going down my face, being like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I am utterly lost. This is so outside of my realm of anything that I understand how to do. And I just need help. Can you help me?
Oh, that's
right?
So cute. Yeah.
Hi. Hi. And so they accepted me into the stream team.
Yeah.
I'd start off at the beginning, and I was sitting down. I was like, Squishy Trev, who used to also stream at the time, and Wolfen and TimeTell, and all these people were playing Phasma. I'm like, okay, you can have 4 people in a room. Why are we not like doing a team event together where like 4 people play together?
Yeah.
And then like have people like come out and then a new team member comes in and like do like a rotation or something. Like that's something we could do, right? And so I helped organize that with our team within our first year.
Yeah.
After that, I became the lead event coordinator. Because clearly, like, I was taking initiative. I was, like, excited to do these things and, like, to get people together. And, like, I really wanted cross-pollination within our team itself so that people got to know each other who may, and like, communities would get to know each other who may not necessarily have known because everyone's always playing, like, solo for this up to 4 people player solo game. There was no coming together as a community. And I'm just like, well, if we all love this game, and if this is something we can do, why don't we do it together? And so I helped organize that. I became the lead event coordinator afterwards. We did a second event the following year. It was our last one that we did. It was, oh my gosh, it was so long. That one was very, I'm going to say ambitious. Because, of course, we're also a team that has people across the globe. So we wanted to ensure that we got as many time zones as well. Yeah. Right. And so from there, I was asked to be the director of EBGG, and I've been there ever since as well.
I didn't realize how early on you were in EBGG. That's kind of crazy.
I have been there since near the beginning. I'm one of the early affiliates that joined.
That's crazy. Meanwhile, I just like the way I happened upon the team is just so
haphazard.
Yeah, like
that's fine.
So funny. No, I know. Like Kissy literally is like, I love the way that I've told her several times how I've just like, basically it just kind of like fell in my lap. I applied and then completely forgot about it until Time like DM'd me on Twitch and was like, hey, so you still want to be on the team? And I was like, what team? Like, and I was like, huh? And then I had to like go look it up. Like, I didn't actually say to him what team. I went and like looked it up and like was like, yeah, sure, I guess. Like, I really hope this team isn't, like, gonna fucking bite me in the butt. Like, cause, like, around the time that eventually I got the invite was around the time there was like a lot of stream teams, I feel like, that were coming out and getting like controversy that I was like, okay.
What have I gotten into?
Yeah.
I feel like I've been incredibly lucky that the first stream team that I've joined has been as balanced and as healthy as it is. I kind of feel
I think it speaks a lot to the leaders, honestly, because the way that, speaking with like Kissy and others that help do the vetting, that they took, I think it was several months, like 2 to 3 months, that they go into people's like streams and actually like watch people who they are considering, and they don't just read apps and go yes no. Like, correct, a lot of stream teams just go yes no off apps, and like, you know how much people can BS on those? A lot.
Yes, that is correct.
A lot.
Yeah, the stuff that you post on social media, the stuff that you stream about, like that's all important. So
I think as painful as they've said, oh look, here's Kissy. A lot of work.
So the very famous Kissy song that most people know on the team is actually from an Animal Crossing stream in my first year.
Yeah.
Kissy said I could do whatever I want, and so I did. And I sang a little ditty, and it has never gone away.
That's amazing. But no, I think I do think it speaks a lot on how they take the time and effort into that. So I do appreciate it, and I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, it's important, right? Yeah. It's important to have a safe space, both like within your own stream as well as in the stream teams that you're a part of.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's one of the reasons, like, I don't know if I've ever told you this or not. When I first started streaming and afterward I figured out what stream teams were and what guilds were, I was just like, I really want to be on the Twitch Women's Guild. Like, I really want to be on the Twitch Women's Guild. And I was just like, I'm not good enough. I am not.
Don't you ever.
I occupy the wrong kind of space. They wouldn't accept me. Like, I should never apply. I wouldn't be accepted anyways, and I might be just like chased out. So like, I'm never gonna apply. Like, even though I want this so much.
If you would have said that to me, I would have beat you to a pulp. And you know it. That's why you know.
You don't think I wouldn't like that? You're cute.
Man. I don't care if you do like it. I don't care. I'm gonna take those thoughts out of your head. We're gonna get rid of them.
So instead, and it's Kissy's actually a huge part of this as well, and my mod team, who a lot of individuals are from EBGG. I had my very first subathon last year. So by this point, I've been streaming.
Killed it.
By this point, I'd already been streaming for over 3 years, yeah? And I'd never had a subathon. I'd never asked for anything. And I was just like, you know what? My spouse and I came to the conclusion, because when we first moved here, we were just like, you know what? We have a little bit of space. I wonder if we could get chickens. And I'm just like, I would love chickens, but I could never ask you to do the work. And my spouse figured out how to, like, get that together in a way that they could take care of the chickens mostly and it not be a whole bunch of work.
Yeah.
And so last year I had my very first subathon, and I was asking the community, hey, I need help to raise money so we can buy chickens and all the stuff to be able to build a coop, make a chicken run, get all the stuff that we need, and buy the chickens. I gave away the naming rights as part and parcel of that.
That's amazing.
With the caveat that if I did not like the name, or if the name was obscene, I would keep the money and rename it myself. So you better be careful. Like that I made that boundary very, very clear.
Right.
Like, sure,
right.
If you want to throw away your money for a laugh, go right ahead.
Right.
here are the terms of service of doing that, basically. And I showed my mod team, and especially Kissy, like, here's what I have set up for my subathon. What do you think? And every single person was like, L&D, you're not asking for enough. L&D, that's not enough. L&D, like, no, seriously, you need. I was just like, no, that's too much. I'm asking for too much. Are you kidding me? And that's, again, part of that, like what I was talking about earlier, of like not being good enough and not wanting to ask for more, right? Like that, it ties in with that.
Do we need to write some positive affirmations on the mirror, L&D?
I'm in a better space now, but at the time, and this is how. Because of that, we'll get to the end of how I'm now part of the Twitch Women's Guild. I didn't listen, and I was listening to the lies that I was hearing in here, and the lies that I've been telling myself for years. And the community said bet, and I went live, and 17 minutes later, out of a 6-hour stream, they were done.
They said, I'm gonna show you, ma'am.
I was just like,
I can't hear you for 2 seconds while my battery changes.
What do I do with this? What do I do with this? I was...
You know what was great is I actually knew what you said because I could read your lips for those 2 seconds. That was great.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do with it. It was done in 17 minutes. I'm like... Huh?
Hey.
And so
that's a good
I had
problem.
to reassess what I was internalizing and the voice that I was listening to, and being like, no, you know what? That voice is lying to me. And I'm going to try for things that I really desperately want. I'm going to say yes to things. Like this interview, for example. I'm going to say yes to things even if I'm scared. I'm going to apply to things.
Would you have said no back then?
Maybe. I can't say 100%, but maybe.
No. That's crazy.
Maybe. And so I was just like, no, you know what? I'm going to listen to this. I am going to hear what has happened. I'm going to like dissect it a little bit. ADHD dissection, like running it over in my head over and over and over and over and over again, right? I'm like, okay, this is something that I've learned from it. What can I do differently going forward? Because this isn't healthy. And I need to change my perspective on how I do things. And so I started saying yes to things. I started applying to things that I wanted, such as this past March, I applied to the Twitch Women's Guild. Again, like just like hope in hand and being like, I really hope they like my application. And I didn't tell anyone. I didn't say a word to a single person because I wanted it so desperately. And I felt like if I said it out loud, that not only did it make it more real, but it made much more real the possibility that I wasn't going to get in. And so I didn't say a single thing. And then our mutual teammate Revben was just like, hey, L&D, have you ever thought of like applying to one of the Twitch guilds? And I was just like, so,
maybe.
I'm gonna DM you. And Revben was the first person I told.
Oh, cute.
Who's, again, teammate, one of my mods, and an incredible individual. And then I started talking about it a little bit more, and then I was just like, well, you know what? Like, it's been months. I haven't heard anything. I probably didn't get in. And that's okay, because, and this is true, I at least made the attempt. If I didn't make the attempt, 100% I wouldn't get in. I at least made the attempt, and I still have a chance.
Yeah.
And if I didn't get in this time, I was going to reapply again. But I got in on my first try. And so now, not only are we teammates, we're also guildies.
You sure are. When did you actually get in? Because I don't remember when they let people in.
A month and a bit ago?
Okay, I was like, I don't actually remember when they let people in anymore. There's too many times.
September 26th.
Jeez. I knew it was before TwitchCon. I was just like,
September 26th, because, and this is true, I'm really fast with my keyboard and mouse and looking it up.
I just know that you come into coffee chats, so I know that you come in and do things.
Also make fun of me being like, oh yeah, L&D, I knew you were going to like stick around for another 20 minutes even though you said you needed to leave.
That was the one
I was waiting
time.
for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was great though. And I mean, on point.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say anything, and then you're like, I was supposed to leave 20 minutes ago. I was like, I wasn't gonna say anything, but I knew it.
I was waiting for it. Yeah.
It's fine. But no, yeah, it was really exciting when I saw you come in. I was like, yes. Every time I see like an EBGG member get put in, I'm like, yes, we're infiltrating the guild.
Interestingly enough, I think there are quite a few members of Everbright Global Gaming Team who are part of Twitch guilds.
Oh yeah, no, there are.
Which that in and of itself, I think says so much about the team.
Yeah, every time I see an EBGG person join the guilds, I always got excited. I'm like, yay, more friends.
Yeah, it's a good little. I'm really proud of what everyone's been able to do.
Yes, yeah. And it's been fun to see you. I feel like you joined the Women's Guild and you got very, very active very quickly. And I'm just like, heck yeah, go L&D. Because
well, that's kind of one of the points, right?
Yes, but a lot of people that don't. There are a lot of people that don't.
Oh yeah, I know. There's one individual who I'm basically trying to drag kicking and screaming into. They joined the same time as me, and I'm trying to get them a little more active. There's an event coming up that in the Twitch Women's Guild, and I'm just like, hey, this is a thing you can do, right? And they're like, yeah, I guess. I'm like, you should apply. And they're like, really? I'm like, yes, apply, do the thing. I want you to succeed.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, there's also, I think it's hard because some people get overwhelmed because it's so much.
Of course. There's it's a big guild. Yeah. It's a very big guild. It took me like 2 days to go through everyone's Blue Sky that they've added and add them all on Blue Sky, just so I can keep track of like at least guild members, because you can't follow everyone on Twitch, right? Like there's a cap. But Blue Sky, not so much. So at least those who have like, hey, you can follow me on Blue Sky. I sat down and I followed everyone.
There was like a list somewhere. There was like a quick list somewhere.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say
they're also doing like featured lists once in a while as well. Yeah, no, I sat down and
you
followed everyone so I could support.
So what has been your favorite part about streaming then?
One of the things, I actually grabbed this from, I think the streamer was a Glitched Mythos, who doesn't stream anymore, but a wonderful, incredible individual. They were a big supporter of Phasmo at the time, and they had a channel point redemption that was, I appreciate. Mm-hmm. And then you could write out something. And seeing people use that and say, I appreciate this person because of this, or I appreciate this stream because you're really making my day better, or I appreciate these things. And just seeing those moments of gratitude, those moments of happiness, like that is so fulfilling. That is so, so wonderful to see. And it just makes the space so lovely, having those moments of being like, I really appreciate this tea that I'm enjoying right now, and it's so delicious. Or I'm really enjoying this I appreciate this conversation that we're having. I really appreciate this person who has come into the stream and has been really kind. Like, just, I think taking those moments and being grateful for the good that is in the world can really help. And it is so, like I said, fulfilling.
So I got two things. One is just a side note. ADHD, because you're gonna say it.
What?
Because you want to talk about gratefulness. This just makes me chuckle in my head every 5 seconds. Is because because you do have your upside down camera that you told me about,
Yeah.
and because I have to have Discord up so that
I see it too.
I can see your normal side, and then in the corner of my eye, whenever you do hand motions, I see upside down you over on my left side. Yeah. And so I'm trying to not like laugh every 5 seconds of just like upside down you being like da 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 da, and then normal you's over here like this. So I'm like seeing both motions like this, just so you know. So
interestingly enough, so am I. And I've also been trying incredibly hard to ignore it. Thank you for naming the elephant in the room that no one else knows is there.
So, you talking about like I appreciate? Yeah, that's like I've been like. Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna like on that train though of like you talking about like, oh, that brings me so much joy. I'm gonna loop back to how you were talking about kind of how you did your first subathon and it kind of got like blown out of the water. How you thought for some godforsaken reason that you shouldn't apply to the Women's Guild, even though you are woman. I don't understand that one at all. I'm still floored about that one.
Sometimes, okay.
I don't think you understand, and I struggled with this a lot until probably this last year, the impact that you are really having, especially like you're talking about all this positivity and you're spreading all this positivity. Like you have I feel like a lot bigger impact than you realize, and I just want to like point that out because like a lot of streamers are not people who are like, yeah, I want to put a channel point in that says I appreciate that because they want to spread like that stuff I want to do. Absolutely. And I think that's why we get along so well is we have a lot of like commonalities of like that kind of stuff of like we want to pass along those kind of energies and that energy. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of people who do not give a rat's butt about that. They are here for the money. They are very much here for the growth. They're very selfish. And so you have a bigger impact than you realize.
Different path. I'm not even gonna go for different path. Definitely.
Right. No. You could be here for the money and not be selfish. I am saying there are people who are here that are selfish. Those were many different categories. They were not all one and the same.
Understood.
There are many. I just listed many different.
Yes.
Yes. That was not all one category.
Got you. One of the things I also try to do is be and create the space and be the person that I needed when I was not okay.
Yeah.
So I touched on a little bit of like having ADHD and anxiety and depression. I haven't always been as balanced as I am right now.
Right.
I've had many, many years of therapy. Both for CPTSD and for living with chronic pain after having a work-related accident in 2009 to the point where I am medically retired. I have been since 2016, which is, we're coming up on a decade now that I haven't been able to physically work. And like this entire conversation, and every single moment that I have ever talked with you, I have been in pain.
Right.
Right now, as I am saying this, I am in pain.
Right.
And that there is a lot to unpack with that. And so I've been in a very fortunate space where I've been given the tools and the capacity to be able to do that. And one of the things I really want to do is make sure that I'm giving back and to like provide a space that is safe, to provide a space that people can just be whatever it is that they're in that moment. And I think that's really important. And I think that having those spaces are necessary. And to be able to have like important and maybe even like difficult conversations.
Yeah.
In a safe environment where people are not going to like jump down your throat, where people are not going to like hard judge you and like look at you like side eye for the rest of your time there. Like just being vulnerable and having a space to be able to be vulnerable can be really tricky to find those spaces. And as someone who, like, I wear my emotions like on my face, so I can't play poker, right? I cannot lie. Like, it is a glass face. It's all here. And interestingly enough, it's only been a year and 2 weeks since I started streaming with a webcam.
Mm-hmm.
I was just a voice. I was just a friendly voice in your ear while playing video games, and that was it. And I, again, part of that is tied in with like not being allowed to have this space, not allowed to like take up the air that I breathe, and being too terrified of being judged for how I look.
Yeah. I think it's important to have those spaces where people can learn and grow and have those conversations, though, because like I live in a state that is a swing state. But I, you know, my parents grew up in a very red area. So they didn't, and they grew up in the country. Like the education system they had wasn't very great. So like they didn't learn a lot. So what they learned and what they passed down to us wasn't necessarily that great. Where I went to school was a good school, but also a school that was predominantly like white straight people and cis straight. And so like didn't learn too much about LGBTQIA plus history. We did learn about a little bit about Black history, but definitely not enough. And it wasn't until I got into college that I really actually learned any of it. And then like I had a professor that actually started to challenge like the concept of like, because like I had a class and they would be like, is it fair if, you know, these people would go to jail for this crime? And and I'd be like, well, if they commit the crime, yeah, they should go to jail. And they're like, but is it fair if, you know, a white person, you know, commits the same crime and gets off with a warning, but a Black person commits the same crime and goes to jail for like 20 years? And I was like, well, no, that's not fair. And that professor's like, that's where the problem is in society. And like, that's where like in college, like that's something I had to go and pay and go to freaking college to learn, that people aren't learning in like high school. And like those are the conversations that I feel like a lot of people like, it's just not pointed out to unless you go out and seek it. And like,
yeah. And if you don't know to go out and seek it, how are you going to go seek it? Like that's
right. And a lot of people will just jump down people's throats. And I'm like, if someone's willing to learn, like, I think you should also give them the opportunity to learn at the same time. But yeah,
I grew up in an area where one of my classmates who worked on a dairy farm genuinely thought that if you drank homogenized milk, which is called homo milk, that you would become gay.
Yeah, go ahead, drink it.
Legit. Like, honestly, this classmate of mine who worked with their family on a dairy farm genuinely believed this. And like, I never understood why. Like, I had like these, like, as a child, like these crushes on like April from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or like Topanga from like Boy Meets World. Like, I didn't understand that. And it was only much later in my life I was just like, oh, you're allowed? That's a thing?
That's a
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I knew what it was, like, growing up. But the problem is like, I didn't understand that. I didn't really understand. I knew what bi was, but, like, I didn't really know all the things. And I didn't really understand how exactly bi was. And, like, for me, it was just more like, I don't know, I found guys attractive. So to me, I was like, I'm straight. like it was like, And then it was like, oh. But also I'm like, okay with kissing girls? Oh, so I guess, okay. Oh, thems are pretty hot. Oh, okay. I see where I'm at. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like, it was like, oh. I see what's happening here. Like, but, no, I think it's important to have those areas because just someone who did grow up without, like, that stuff, like, readily around.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think a lot of people are just like, why didn't you just automatically? And it's like, I think when we combat people with, like harshness like that, that's when they just scurry back to what they know. And it's like,
Shut down.
yeah, and they shut down. And it's like, guys, if you just bring someone, even like now with the harsh political environment that we're in, being like, I told you the Cheeto man was horrible. Instead of just being like, I told you so, it'd be like, yeah, it's unfortunate. Maybe, like, you know, I'm trying to avoid saying his name, so I say Cheeto Man.
That's fine.
Like, you know, like, instead of being hostile towards them, like, just try to be nice.
Yeah, as your neighbor, so I'm Canadian.
Right, I know, yeah.
Neighbor,
right.
As your neighbor, it has been incredibly anxiety-inducing watching everything occur.
Yeah. As someone living here, it's been incredibly anxiety-inducing to live here.
Yeah, yeah. It's been, yeah. There are friends that I've made here on Twitch who I genuinely fear for, and that's yeah. So
I have an escape route.
Good.
Kind of.
It's one of the reasons, though, why I do what I do. To give someone a reprieve for a few minutes.
Yep.
A few hours in a day. To being like, hey, I get to be myself for just a little while.
Yeah.
The rest of my country or this planet may be burning, but I've just got a few minutes of just reprieve.
The literal planet burning from AI. No, anyways.
So yeah, it is definitely a driving force for me to be able to do that, to provide the space for people and to be that person that I needed.
For sure. What's the best piece of advice you've gotten?
Start. Just do it. Don't wait until it's perfect. Don't wait until you've got everything put together. Start, because once you start, you can build from that. What do you like? What do you not like? What is working? What isn't working? What is serving you and what needs to be removed and not done again? But you can't figure that out if you don't start.
Yeah. Ad break, I'm sorry.
Gives me time to have tea.
I know, right? Jerk of ads. The audacity of Twitch. Yeah, I think starting is probably the best way to, start. No.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Jump 2 feet in. Figure it out. Ask questions. Check out videos. Oh my gosh, I have obsessively watched so many videos in my life on like how to make my microphone better. By the way, most of them are getting that like nice big deep boom-tastic. I don't have a boom-tastic voice. This is not the information that I need. And that like invisible barrier for women who are trying to stream is so frustrating to hit constantly.
I will say, having an Elgato, they do have like part of their software is they have like you can click like part of their oh god, what is it called? One of the sound things, because when I looked up all the stuff, there is one where you can click like female, and they have settings for like female voices, and I'm like, mint.
I have a Shure mic, and they have a high tones instead of low tones, so they even take out like the gender. It's just like how which I appreciate very much. But yeah, so many of the like videos and the data out there for like getting your mic set up is all for like boom boom boom, the deep wonderful voice. Boom. Be like
Moana.
Sorry.
You're welcome. Yeah. Oh gosh, I forgot what to say. Oh, for the just starting part, The funny thing of you saying that to me is the way I started is I literally was just like, I want to play Among Us and I want more friends to play Among Us with. So I literally just one day looked up, how do you start streaming? And someone was like, download OBS. Okay, downloaded OBS, figured out how to capture my screen for OBS, connected my Twitch, and then I just pressed live and started.
Love it.
And literally never had been really on Twitch much before that. Just pressed live and was like, let's play Among Us. And that's what I did.
Amazing.
So literally I did that.
Yeah. I literally also started with OBS, and it was a keyboard shortcut on my keyboard that connected to my graphics card that got me started.
Nice.
With Stardew Valley. I actually have a clip from my very first stream as well, which I cherish. I cherish so much that someone took the time to, because I didn't know what clipping was then, but someone took the time to make a clip of my very first stream.
No. My first stream was pretty ratchet, but I don't even know if we have a clip from her. I don't know. But we do have from like my second or third.
Was like different headset, and it was just like I'm gonna eat my microphone kind of microphone.
I had like some cheap one from Amazon, something real not great, but she did the job. Whatever. Yep. She did not sound great, but the thing is if you get a cheap one from Amazon and you just look up how to use like the gain and all the like filters that are in in OBS, you can make any cheap microphone sound good. You just need how to use all that stuff. Now that I'm 5 years into my career of streaming, I know how to do all that. I'm like, wow, this would have been great to know at the beginning.
I wonder if it's sort of a rite of passage for human beings as well on this platform, or on YouTube, or on Kick, or on TikTok, or what have you, or Instagram. There we go. There's the other one.
Yeah. Like, it's just crazy. I'm like, oh my God. The way that knowing that sound would have been so much more helpful. Been crazy.
But you know it now. And
right.
That makes all the difference.
Yeah, if anyone wants to know, just Google sound stuff. And then you can make your sound so much better. Oh my God. So how would you say streaming has changed you personally?
So we touched on this a little bit.
Right.
I'm nicer to myself.
Yes.
I am so much nicer to myself. I am nicer to the people around me, which I wasn't like necessarily unkind to the people around me, but I'm even like, I take more time to sit and listen and really hear.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, genuinely, I'm nicer to myself. I'm nicer to the people around me. I am comfortable in my own skin, which that has been like a very, very long process. And again, like I said, I've been through years and years of therapy, but this is the thing that helped sort of like break through that barrier.
No. That's so fair. I feel like I feel like I have some similarities with that. I definitely, I mean, I don't know if I'm nicer to people. I feel like I'm less nicer to people because I was too nice to people. Like I would do too much for people and sacrifice myself. There's a difference
between being nice and being a doormat.
Right, exactly. Like,
and it's it's that perspective change of realizing that being nice does not mean not having boundaries. Being nice does not mean that people can do whatever they want to you and expect you to always be whatever it is they expect you to be.
Yeah. Like I think from streaming I learned that I can, like, you know, stand up for myself and, I don't know, put myself first. Like we talked about this earlier, that this year I'm gonna do a stream like more at either the end of this month or the beginning of December, I did like a vision board this last year, and I'm gonna do another one for 2026. And this year was like dedication was my word for the year, but it wasn't dedication to my goals, but dedication to myself, like kind of thing.
Love it.
And so like that was my thing. And because I always feel like, so when I graduated and moved to where I live now, when I graduated college, I moved to where I live now. Like I started work and then I started volunteering because that was like, I was like, I have free time and I don't have any friends. Like I'm going to go volunteer at the Humane Society because I like animals and I want to give back because that's just like who I am. The people were not necessarily nice there. Whatever. Stopped volunteering there. Went and was like, I like hockey. Let me go volunteer and coach hockey. Parents were jerks there. And so it's like, I'm doing all this volunteer work because like I liked it, but then people would take advantage of me and be mean and da-da-da. And so like with streaming, like I kind of like learned how to like balance of like being like doing things that I like, but also like the boundaries and like da-da-da. So I am going back and coaching hockey, but I have also set lots of boundaries. So I actually did go back and coach hockey on Wednesday for the first time. And
exciting.
Yeah. And what do you know? There was no drama. Crazy. And the kids, oh my god. The kids were so cute.
They usually are.
They got so excited. Like they were like, oh, Coach! Oh my god, Coach! What are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I'm here to coach. And they were like, oh my gosh, do you see how tall I've gotten? And then they came stood by me. And they were like, look how tall I am. Oh my god. And then, hi Titan. And then they were like, oh my gosh, we had our first season game and this is how it went. And they were like telling me about everything. And it was, it was so cute. It was so cute.
Oh, that's so lovely.
So
please.
That's how you know, like,
glad. Yeah.
That's how you know, like, you did well if, like, kids are coming up to you. And
yeah.
So, anyways.
I love this for you. Yes.
Yes. Derailing a little, but.
What?
Never. With ADHD, never.
What?
Okay. If you saw yourself in 5 years, what would you hope your streaming life would look like?
I would hope, and so as a friend of mine who was able to really like pin this down for me, I would hope that I am as passionate about streaming as I am now. This is change from being just like a hobby that I do to like have a little bit more of a life to a passion. And like I was talking about earlier, like I want people to succeed, and that's including me. I want to succeed in doing this, and I'm very passionate about streaming. I think it is an important space that we can bring as individual, and they are very individualized spaces as a result, and can help people. And who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to help people out there? Like, I know I do.
I know many people who wouldn't.
Well, that's their deal.
What's up,
little man? Are you gonna boop the snoot? Is it time to boop the snoot?
You gotta come up here, buddy. They want to see your face. Come up here.
Boop
there we
your
go.
Snoot. Boop your snoot. Yay! Perfect.
Anyway.
So yeah, passionate. I hope I am still as passionate about streaming as I am right now.
I'm excited to see how you being in the guilds accelerates that, and because I feel like I've been in 2 years now, and the things I've learned and been able to use from that to do things, even though technically speaking, if you look just at numbers, like I haven't like accelerated by any means. The things I have done have exponentially accelerated in my mind. I'm like
a panel?
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that happened.
Yes, a panel at TwitchCon. Yes.
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 You know I'm proud of you about that, right?
Yes, thanks. I've heard those words many a times recently. So thank you. No, I mean yes that, but I just mean like other things. But that's not for this podcast because this is about you. But no, I think there's gonna be so many things that you are like able to learn and be able to apply that I'm just like excited for. Like as much as I like try to spread it as well, because I'm not a person who's out here gatekeeping any of it. It's just I only have so much time that I can't spread it all.
Yeah, no.
Myself by any means.
That's important, and respecting that.
Yeah, and I work full time, so it's like
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited. Definitely excited to see where that goes for you. So really
Me too.
But what would you say?
That's something I
sorry,
say a bunch. Oh, sorry. That's something I do say a bunch is that I hope to stream for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I hope to, but we'll see. We'll see. Depends how the world goes, you know.
Yes.
World takes.
And so you're going to say?
I was going to say, what would you say has been your biggest challenge as a streamer? Drinks the tea. Tell us the tea.
Managing my chronic pain.
Yeah.
And streaming.
Yeah.
I have a command that only my mods can do, and it's only come up twice now, and Kissy's done it both times, and it's a very specific command that if it comes up, I have to stop streaming immediately and go on break, no questions asked. Because with my ADHD and hyperfixation, I will like focus in on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And ignore everything else, and that's including ignoring my pain.
Okay.
Right? And then I'll stop and be like, oh, I can't feel my legs. Oh, all the nerves on this side are not responding. Okay, this is bad. And trying to manage my excitement of this like new shiny thing that I've been doing and making sure that I am staying within my capacity, staying within my bounds of what my body has the capacity to do so. Has been tricky, has been incredibly tricky. I started off with streaming 2 hours. That's it. 2 hours twice a week. And that was all. And like, I've slowly over time have been able to develop and like find a good rhythm where I can stream a little bit longer. However, my breaks, they're long too.
Yeah.
Like I fully get up and I walk away from the computer. Sometimes I have to go do pain management. Sometimes I have to go do other things. Sometimes I just do a full like walk outside to like get like my seaweed spine going again and getting the rest of my body moving and then being able to come back here and like settle in. But yeah. And that's almost always going to be tricky because my chronic pain changes from day to day.
Right.
My capacity changes from day to day. Since the accident in 2009, it's only been within the last, I would say, 6 years that I finally have like found the right balance for me in terms of what I need for my current body and what my pain is. And that's been a long journey in and of itself. And I needed to go on that journey before I could get to streaming initially.
Yeah.
So it's just making sure to like remember those lessons that I've learned over the time, because you know, if I don't see it, it doesn't exist.
What?
Thanks, ADHD.
Never.
ADHD. So yeah, that one for me, absolutely one of the biggest challenges.
Still lurking. Sounds good. Thanks, snakes. Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, that would definitely be a hard one for sure. Do you have any memorable interactions that kind of reminded you why you stream recently, or at all that you're like, wow, this truly is why I do it.
I once in a while will get messages, sometimes in that like that channel point redemption I was talking about earlier, the I appreciate those ones. Those ones help a lot. Or sometimes someone will message being like, I was having a horrible day and then I came here and like I feel so much better. Like you helped make this rotten day much more palpable and easier to deal with. And that is definitely, that's so fulfilling. It's so wonderful to see those messages, to knowing that like this little tiny thing that I'm doing, which is playing video games or making artwork or doing cooking streams, is helping someone else have a little bit of a better day. Because I really try to approach to this, and I think we've talked about this earlier as well, not necessarily here, but like just between you and myself and other members. Like I do try to ensure that the language that I use is safe for work so that people can listen while they're at work.
Yeah.
Right. And just be that like friendly voice in the background while they're doing their thing and just like keep them company, a type of body doubling. And when I see messages from individuals or get like DMs or something like that, being like, hey, L&D, you helped me today. Today was really tough and you made it a little bit easier. And I'm so grateful. Thank you. Yeah, those keep me going. And again, it brings me back to my base of like, I want to reach the one person. It reinforces that like beginning, starting step for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that. Okay. So we talked about outdoorsies and your garden stuff earlier. And I think, right, you mentioned kind of growing up around farms, dairy farms, all that. Is that how you originally kind of got into all the garden and what have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my grandparents, I was raised by my grandparents, not by my parents.
Okay.
So I was raised by my maternal grandparents, and we had like I lived on 150 acres. It was my backyard.
Nice.
Right? Like I used to climb trees and read books. Yes. Like that was my like my upbringing. So like, yeah.
My grandparents' farm was like 118 acres, so a little bit smaller.
Nice.
And we did not live in the country fully. We had like a few acres for where we lived, but not like full farm, 118 kind of thing. But we would go visit them a lot, and gosh darn, I loved being out on the farm. With 118 acres, you could just go sit outside. I remember I would just go sit on the hill and look over literally just the meadows and just sit in the nature where it was just silence. Because again, I lived more closer to the city. So you always had noise pollution. And so being out on the farm where I could just sit on the hill and look at the meadows and just literally silence and just hear birds chirping or nothing, basically, was so blissful. And I loved it. And when we had to sell the farm because, the grandparents had to move into town because they were getting old and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, no, please no. Because I was just like, oh, the blissfulness of everything. I just loved that. And so I ideally I would end up in the bumfuck nowhere eventually, but I know I won't. I'm too broke for that. But
my spouse and I thought so as well. We used to live in a fairly large town. I say a town like it's a capital, but anyways, and we managed to find this space but 9 years ago now, this summer.
Yeah.
And I don't know, one of the things, even at our house that we rented before coming here, we transformed the backyard, and anything that was grass we made into a garden.
Nice.
We didn't ask permission. We just made a garden. So when we moved end of August, when we bought this place, someone got to inherit the garden that we made. and all of that stuff, and be like, whatever, it's gone now. And yeah, no, gardening has been part of my life from the beginning. My grandparents, from spring to autumn, we would endeavor to make sure that the garden was doing well, doing the weeding, the watering, all of that stuff, the planting, the reaping, the sowing, all of that. And then in the wintertime, we would eat all of that food that we had grown during the rest of the season, and then start the cycle again.
How do you keep it all good though, like during the winter?
A lot of freezing, a lot of canning.
Oh, okay,
right?
like that. Okay, yeah.
No. My grandmother did so much work. And we had, like, it was a big farmhouse, right? So, like, it was the basement was a dirt floor kind of like basement.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right, so it was definitely colder, it was cooler, and, like, we would fill it, one of the cellar rooms, we would fill it with canned goods.
Okay.
And that would keep us fed. Like, obviously, we went to the grocery store still for other stuff, but, like, a lot of the stuff that we ate was the stuff that we grew.
Okay.
And that sort of, like, cycle has been something that's always been really important to me. And I'm grateful that my spouse is on the same page as that. They also had grandparents who had, like, an even larger garden than what my grandparents did, and always loved it, as you were saying, like going over and like hanging out in the garden and stuff like that. So we've been lucky being on that same space of gardens are important, and being able to like grow food and like eat the stuff, like going out to the garden, being like, okay, what are we gonna eat today? You know what, that looks good, gonna grab that, a little bit of this here and a little bit of that there. All right, dinner's done.
I tried to do a garden now that I have a house, but like, I need a body double for it. So I think like if I had a partner, down. Because I don't have a partner, I can't keep it alive. Can't.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't. Because I'm just like, this is a boring job of weeding, and I just don't.
I find it, when I have the physical capacity to do it, which isn't often, and I've only been able to do a little bit of weeding actually this year more than anything, I find it really zen. And like I get like in a mode and being like, yep,
that's
just
fair.
gonna clean all this up. And like once I get into that, oh man, it's great.
I think when I first started, it was when I first got my house, and I had a lot of projects to do in the house too, so that probably didn't help.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So I haven't. This dog never sits in this room, but like is just whatever.
Needs all the love.
The last 2 lore unlocks.
Oh, Pappuccino.
He just went outside right before we did this.
Mm-hmm.
He's fine. The last 2 lore unlocks, he's been like, "Oh, you're talking to someone. I need to be in here." But no. Okay, buddy, you're fine. Anyways. Yes, and then, okay, so you have chickens.
I do.
Okay, you've had them for about a year now, right?
Yeah, we got them April last year.
Yeah. What has been like your hardest learning curve with them?
So the other day, we were cleaning out the chicken run and the chicken coop because we need to winterize it. Because like today, below freezing and we have snow. So like
same.
It was time. We had to get that all squared away. We had to put away the like plastic water bins. We have a metal one that has a base and there's an incandescent light in it, which produces heat, right? Like those old lights. And that heat makes it so the water doesn't freeze.
Right.
So I had to get that all plugged in, get that set up and stuff like that. And so like I was walking with the chickens out in the yard and in the garden, and my spouse is just like, "Oh, so you know how the chickens have been molting? When chickens molt, they don't produce as many eggs." And we're just like, "Oh yeah, the fewer eggs that we had the last couple weeks, that makes sense. They're molting, so they're not producing as many eggs. That tracks, right?" My spouse is like, "Yeah, you know how they haven't been producing so many eggs? Came up with 26 eggs. They just decided to start laying their eggs somewhere else. Surprise!"
I saw that on your socials. Yeah.
Eggs are back on the menu.
You're like, I now have eggs.
Yeah, we suddenly went from like 1 egg, 2 egg a day to suddenly 26 in one go. I'm like, I guess we're going to be making quiches and omelets. That night we had a quiche. It was so good. It was so good. So,
Yum.
yeah. Yeah, made a quiche. And like one of my favorite things from gardening is herbs. That's what I bring to the garden is making herbs. And so like being able to go out, grab a couple herbs, throw them into whatever we're cooking. Oh, it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying. That's my favorite thing for that. And then like all the like extras go to the chickens.
Yeah.
Right? So like, yeah.
You just gotta grow some pumpkins and give them to chickens. Chickens love pumpkin.
The chickens last year and this year both carved our pumpkins for Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah.
We do a Halloween party in memory for my grandma because my grandma's birthday was Halloween. And
wow.
Yeah. And also that's like how my mom's side like still gets together. That's like because we don't do Christmas because like it's too hard to get everyone together for Christmas. And no one ever does like a Halloween party, right? Because like that's not typical because everyone's always like that's not a typical holiday that people get together. So that's how like, you know, we do it in memory for grandma and then like it's easiest to actually get people together. And the one aunt like still has a big farm. She loves having chickens. She's had chickens her entire life. But she also always grows pumpkins and she has a slingshot and targets for the kids to like slingshot pumpkins at. And then at the end, like whatever remnants that people want to, not all of them because there's way too many pumpkins for that, can also feed them to the chickens. So then that's why I was like, chickens love pumpkins.
They do. And it's so good for them, right? So,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because afterwards, my aunt's like, yeah, they produce so many eggs because they just have so much pumpkins.
We grew cabbages this year for them as well because that's also really good food. And cabbages, even though it's snowing outside, like the cabbages are going to be fine. They're cold hardy. So.
Yeah. What's been like your favorite part besides like obviously eggs? Of having chickens?
You know what I really love? So in my channel, every month I upload and create one new video of the chickens. It's about a minute long.
Yeah.
And I have one every month of the chickens, and it's just being able to share what the chickens are doing that month, and like having this like my one for October was great because we had half a pumpkin, and I made sure to put in one cherry tomato, which they love tomatoes, right? And so I put a cherry tomato inside the hollowed out pumpkin, and so like, and then started taking the video, and then one chicken found the cherry tomato. And what chickens will do when they have something they love, they play takeaway. And so one grabbed it and then raced to the other side of the run to try and like eat as much of this tomato as possible. And then one chicken saw that and they ran after. And those videos and sharing it with the community, and like every single time I start playing them, everyone's like, chickens! They love it so much. And I'm just like, well, I wouldn't have these if it wasn't for you. So this is my way of like making sure that I'm constantly giving back. This is my way of saying thank you again, is being able to share this. And I look forward to every month to making those videos.
That's so cute. I love that. Oh my god, my mouse. She turned off. Okay. And then the last question. I don't know if you said oh dear because of the last question or not, but if you had
the mouse.
Oh. If you had an unlimited budget, what is something you would do for like a content event or like a community event or something like that?
Okay. So that's unlimited. Okay. A little bit of unlimited how? Like I have the unlimited money?
Yeah. Money is unlimited.
Okay. honestly, and this might be mildly controversial, but I think because from the beginning we've talked about how like important food is, and we're going to talk about a lot of food. Honestly, I would have a community event where any single food bank or anywhere who like supplies food needed funds, they would just have to type 1 in the chat and they would get the full funds of what they need to be able to feed anyone. Because I think food is a human right, and there shouldn't be anyone who is hungry. We have the technology and the knowledge to feed the world, and the fact that we aren't, I think, is abhorrent.
We actually have more food
than we have ever produced before.
No,
there are people going hungry.
We have enough food to feed everyone in the world. Like, that's actually like a study that's been done, is that there's enough food that's produced every year to feed everyone.
It infuriates me that food is being weaponized, that food is being used to like harm people.
Yep.
Why?
You want to hear
There is only one human race. This is our only planet. Why are we being so just short-sighted and unkind?
You want to hear something that's like extra stupid?
Sure.
Is kind of like frustrating. So my mom used to work at Panera Bread. I don't know if you know that food chain or not.
I do know that food chain.
Okay.
I know I'm a little Canadian, but I do know of Panera.
Well, I don't know if it's in Canada.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So technically the policy of Panera Bread is that rewind. Every morning, the pastries, the breads, the bagels, all of that is to be made fresh. So at the end of the night, it all gets thrown out. But technically, the policy is it's not supposed to be thrown out. It is to be delivered to a food shelter or a homeless shelter or a shelter of some kind. However, the Paneras that my mom worked at and the ones that I am aware of that I've had friends worked at do not do it because the shelters don't have the resources to come pick it up. And so then the Paneras refuse to like have the workers spend the extra 20 minutes on the clock to go drop it off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? You don't want to pay, because they pay their workers like maybe back in the day it was $8 an hour from what I'm talking about. Now it'd probably be $10 an hour. So you don't want to spend the extra $20 an hour to just feed people. Okay, Panera. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, you're trying to like look good because it's in your policy, but you don't actually action on it. You're disgusting. Okay.
It's lipstick.
Yeah.
It's a makeup to look nice.
Yeah. So yeah.
Anyways, yeah. No, if I had unlimited, it'd feed the world. Easy.
Nice. I like it. I like it. Yeah, no, unlimited is unlimited. I mean it.
Yep.
I think it's fun. Like see what people come up with. Ellen, do you want one more time tell everyone who you are when you stream all that fun stuff before we?
Yeah, absolutely. So now that we are at the end of the interview, I am LesbianNextDoor, or LND. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a variety streamer. I stream on Tuesdays, on Thursdays, sometimes on Mondays on Twitch at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I also post a bunch of content on YouTube Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, also at 1 p.m. So if you want to check me out, those are the places to find me.
Yeah, also, her camera's upside down. So, yeah, I get to see her upside down in the corner of my eye.
Yes, it is.
This entire time.
Yes, it is.
It's great.
I had one of our teammates was just like, hey, L&D, while your camera's upside down, can you hold on to the top of the screen and make it look like you're falling? So I'm going to do that for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
If you guys want to see technically
what... Technically.
What? This is actually... Hold on. This is actually what I saw when I opened.
The entire time in the corner.
This is what I saw. So yeah. Anyways, with that, this has been Lore Unlocked, and here's our little outro video.
And that's today's Lore officially unlocked. If you'd like to join us for the live recordings of these podcast episodes, feel free to drop a follow over on Twitch. If you like these, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that like button, and if there's someone you would like me to do a Lore Unlocked with, feel free to leave it in the comments, and also just let us know what you thought in the comments. We're logging off, but the lore lives on. See you next time.